Hey everybody, this is Jen Oridson, co-owner of Dinner Dispatch, and I am giving a whirl to our new idea of just real life, capture the moment of cooking in how it actually happens. This is my first attempt at that, so we'll see how it goes. I chose to do this on a Monday, specifically because Mondays these days are the devil. My schedule regarding the kids and their activities and when one ends and the next begins and all that junk is incredibly challenging. Last Monday was worse because I also had a cooking class. Tonight I don't have the cooking class, so it's like smooth sailing. However, the schedule, as I'm sure you can all relate to, is still where having everyone sit down for a family dinner would be an actual impossibility. So I pick up the kids from the two younger kids from school at 2:40, and then thank goodness for my son's friend's mother who is willing to have him come over there for a little bit after school every day so I don't have to run over and do that pickup like 45 minutes later. Gives me a little bit of time before I have to get Elsa to her photography class at 4:30, which I pick her up from that at 6, which is the exact same moment that I have to drop Lars off, my oldest, at, what is he doing? Theater rehearsal. And then he's not done till 8:30. So as you can see, there would be zero chance, which I'm sure you all relate to us all sitting down to dinner at the same time. So what I tend to do on Mondays is in that time before I have to take Elsa to her photography class, I get dinner going in the Instant Pot and I make sure that it's something that everyone can just eat on their own time. So Elsa will eat it when she gets back from photography. Lars will eat it before he leaves for theater class or rehearsal, and everyone will have been fed just actual food and not like bars or whatever you might grab from a vending machine. So tonight on the menu, and let's say I'm doing this here at 3:25, so not a super normal time to be making dinner, but it's the moment that I have, right? It's seizing the opportunity. So I'm going to be making taco chili. This is actually a test recipe. We're doing an Instant Pot class coming up here in about a week, and we've started advertising these meals, and we haven't actually tested them, so make sure that they are perfect. So I'll be making that tonight, and I'll be doing a little Instant Pot demo as well for those of you who aren't big users yet. So by flipping the camera here, I am running the grave risk of you seeing my cluttered countertop. But these are the sacrifices I make. So, let's see. Uh-oh. I was sure I could flip the video. Guess I can't. Okay, so not flipping the video. Not gonna worry about turning the camera around either. So never mind. All right, so trust me, I have an Instant Pot here in front of me. And hey, Elsa, can you go find out why that is happening? Thank you. Okay, so your Instant Pot, if you have one, it has a button called Sauté, and that means that you can turn the Instant Pot into like your only dish that you're using. So this is a chili where you would be browning the ground beef ahead of time, and I don't have to do that in a separate pan, right? Like I'm pointing to the one behind me on my stove. How perfect. I just have to do it in the bottom of this Instant Pot and then throw the rest of the stuff on top of it once it's browned. So I'm going to turn it to the saute mode, turn it on, get it starting to heat. And then this recipe, kind of make it on the fly here, but it calls for a pound of ground beef. So I'm gonna start sauteing that. I will tell you, see, this is like, I wanna make this real life. So I will admit right here that this ground beef, I didn't remember to thaw it until I was leaving the house this morning. So I was like, oh crap, let me throw this on the kitchen counter. I'll be back later this morning because I was going to stop back in, but then I forgot to come back. And so it's been sitting on the counter all day. So I get home and I'm like, oh God, this has been on the counter all day. I'm taking our life into my hands. But here's my thought process. I'm going to be, this is probably super not legit. But I'm going to be putting it under pressure, and under pressure is like the same technology used is the autoclave that sanitizes, you know, surgical instruments at the hospital. So I assume that whatever has happened to this beef while it's been on the counter all day, I will kill when I put it under pressure. Probably wouldn't feel that way if I were just browning it and stopping there, but because I got it in the Instant Pot, I'm gonna give it a try. I'll let you know if we all are puking in the night. On the saute mode, I think this is going. Yes. The ground beef is in there. Wasn't hot enough to start sizzling yet. I'm going to throw the onions in there. There's a diced onion. I cheated. I pre-diced it, and I was like, oh, this isn't a true capture of the moment. I'm pre-dicing the onion. But then I was like, this took me 45 seconds. So there you go. 45 seconds of onion dicing I added. Throwing that in with the beef. And then I'm putting in a packet of Epicure taco seasoning. It's going right on top of that, and now it's warmed up enough it's starting to sizzle. I gotta go behind me and grab a spatula here to break this up. I left my meat separator at a friend's house, so I have to use an old school spatula, which is very tragic. Alright, so I'm gonna start breaking this up. And the takeaway here is that, you know, by the time I get down into the thick of it, when we're actually running around, I'm like totally off center. Like Mondays are just the pits, and it would be so easy to just say, well, we were never all home together, so, you know, we couldn't eat anything. I had to grab whatever. And, you know, I'm not perfect. I promise you I'm not perfect. I do that sometimes. I for sure do. But it's like a choice you make, right? You decide, well, I'm either going to figure out how to make something or I'm not. And that's just, boy, 9 times out of 10, I would prefer to eat healthier and save the money. And more often it's the money. I can't stand what it costs to get grab-and-go food for my kids. The 5 of us, right? That's a lot of people that get grab-and-go food expensive for. So that's the moral of the story, is I am figuring out how to get dinner done in a way that everyone can eat something healthy-ish. It's pretty healthy. But not necessarily a sit-down family dinner. Okay, so the rest of this recipe, I will tell you, it's just a bunch of cans of stuff I'm dumping in there, which I suppose, depending on the spectrum of healthy that you rely upon, canned tomatoes, I've heard be objectionable. In my book, they aren't. So, Muir Glen Organic crushed tomatoes, 28-ounce can. Aldi Simply Nature Organic black beans. Recipe says drained and rinsed. I just drain them. I never rinse them. I want the sodium. 2 cans of those black beans. And then it would be a can of the Aldi diced tomatoes with green chilies. If I wanted them, you know, slightly tastier, I would be getting the actual Rotel. But I go for the Aldi. For the Instacart delivery, should you want a referral code for $10 off, let me know and I will get it to you, because I love the Instacart and the Aldi combo. It's genius. All right, and then I'll do 2 cups of sweet corn in there. Kirkland, aka Costco organic. See how I'm very like, organic when possible is my motto. All right. Wonder if next time I might do the taco seasoning after it's already been browned a little bit versus right there in the beginning, because it's kind of sticking to the bottom of the pan a little bit. All right, so this is getting mostly browned here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes and the 2 cans of black beans. And, okay, that's the second can of black beans. the generic Rotel going in there. And then the 2 cups of corn. I normally don't measure stuff like 2 cups of corn, but this big bag, this jumbo bag of corn, I'm like, it's easier to get out of there with a measuring cup anyway. All right, then to finish off this flavoring, we're gonna do 2 cups of beef broth. And it's my first time using this product. I got my hands on the Epicure beef broth. So I'm gonna do a tablespoon of that because the jar says 1.5 teaspoons per cup, and I just did 2 cups, so that's a tablespoon, is it not? And then I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of the Poco Picante. And then I'm going to stir this puppy up. Looks nice and chilly-ish. I suppose I can, wish I could flip, why can't I flip my camera? I've got to figure that out. That's redonk. I will show you what this looks like real quick. Hopefully this works. Yum, yum, yum. All right, so I'm gonna set this to high pressure in the Instant Pot because it has been on saute mode, right? So I'm going to, oh, my lid's over here. I'm going to lock the lid, change the mode to pressure cook. I feel like you could do like 8 minutes because everything's cooked. We're just melding the flavors here and killing whatever was in that beef. Oh God. So I'm gonna go 8 minutes, enter, start. So 10 minutes later, I've got dinner going. I know that it'll be ready when Lars needs it. Once it's done, I'll let it come down on natural pressure release over time. I'll let it stay on warm. I'll let it sit here unattended. That was 10 minutes hands-on, and I made it from scratch. It wasn't in a bag already done. I did that all 10 minutes, so that's pretty sweet. And dinner is done, and it'll be ready when people are ready. It'll stay warm. It'll stay good, and we will all eat and survive. Make it to another Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching.